Hi everyone, hope you're all well. Welcome back to our channel, and today's video I'm really excited to be talking about the exciting world of building online stores from the ground up. So whether you're looking to start a brand new e-commerce venture or enhancing your existing online presence, you're in the right place. In this video I'll be talking about some really popular online e-commerce platforms that you can use, and including step-by-step guides on how to get started with these platforms, including Wix, Squarespace and Shopify as well. I'll also be sharing some step-by-step guides and expert tips to help you create an online store that not only looks good but also drives sales and engagement. So let's get started. So starting off with one of the more popular e-commerce platforms out there, that is Shopify. So Shopify is a really popular e-commerce platform and it's really easy to use and ideal for small to medium businesses. It offers a wide range of templates and customization options, as well as built-in payment gateways as well. Shopify has a robust app store that allows you to add extra functionality to your store as well. So in order to get started, what you want to do is go into shopify.com and just go into the sign up now page to sign up for a Shopify account, and then you can get started with the website as well. Similar to Wix, it'll start asking you about your business and what your needs are. So the first thing that it'll ask you is which of these best describe you. So I'm just starting out as a business, or I'm already selling online or in person. You would just select whichever one whichever one goes with you. Then it would ask you for where would you like to sell. And this is so it gets the functionality right. So an online store, essentially online with Shopify, an existing website or blog. So if you already have a WordPress website or a Wix website or any kind of website, you can add a buy button to the website and that'll take them to Shopify. So that means you can manage everything with Shopify, but your website will be elsewhere. You can also buy through social media, online marketplaces like Google or Amazon, in person as well, or you can say I'm not sure. For this example, we'll just do a fully online store. And then it'll ask you if you want to sell your products through dropshipping. So dropshipping just means that you're not storing the inventory yourself. So whichever one works for you. If you're not sure, that's also an option. In this one, we'll just select no. And you have an online audience or following. So this is to do with your social media, your YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, things like that, where you can sell to them. And this will help you sort of connect to those audiences as well. Next, it will ask you to name your store. And it will also, while you're typing, you'll see you get a temporary URL. And this is just to help start getting your Shopify set up. You can keep it as is, or you can replace it with a custom domain, which will probably come at a cost. Then it will ask you some business information, where your business will be located. And this will help set up default shipping rates and recommend different apps and things like that. Next thing then is to create a Shopify ID, and you can do this with your Google account, or you can connect with email, things like that. If you were to connect with email, then you can just type in your username and password, and go from there. And as you're logging in, you can see it's starting to build your store and set up the first platform in order to start using the store and adding products and things like that. Now that Shopify is set up, you'll be taken immediately back to the dashboard. So this is essentially the dashboard, and it's pretty handy. It gives you a full setup guide, so it tells you step by step what you need to do. So things like adding your product, adding your brand assets, customizing your theme, adding the custom domain, and then finally setting up Shopify payments. And the final thing you need to do then is to pick a plan in order to finally launch your site. Just to give you an overview, so you have your dashboard here. This is the store that you have. Any other stores that you can have that you build with Shopify under the account will also be in this drop down here. So you can switch between stores if you have more than one store. Then you've got your home, and this is the dashboard here. Then you've got the orders tab, and within this tab is where you'll have all of your orders will show here. So things, and these are all types of orders, whether they're failed, completed, in progress, refunded, all types of orders will be done here, and it's separated into drafts and abandoned checkouts. So if there's any orders that don't go through, so for example, people will browse and they add to their carts, it tracks whether or not people continue with the checkout process or whether they left their baskets. And then you can do things like personalizing your messaging to allow yourself to kind of send emails to customers who have items left in their basket. You can give them a discount code, or send an email to try and recover that sale, basically. The next thing then is the drafts, and these are draft orders for when you manually take orders. This is for if you take orders over the phone, email invoices, collecting payments. You can create your own orders by just clicking create draft order. Then you've got the products dashboard, and this is split into inventory, transfers, collections, and gift cards. So the actual products tab is the actual products, is where all your products will go, whether they're draft products or in-stock products, things like that. They'll all be here. Inventory, transfers, they're all part of the products dashboard. Inventory being the amount of stock you have left, and then you've got transfers, and this is basically where you can track your incoming inventory from suppliers and business locations. You don't have to use this, but it might be useful for businesses if you have the incoming transfers like that. Then you've got collections, and this is another way of saying categories, so you can categorize your products into different collections, and that's how you would assign products to a different page as well. So you've got your home page, and you might have products that you want to be shown on the home page, and you might have a product dedicated to all the clothing items. You might have a category dedicated to the retail items, things like that, and you can have a page for all of them, and then it allows you to create sort of product conditions as well. And you can set up gift cards if you want to offer either issue a gift card or you want to let customers buy a gift card. That's also an option as well. The customers tab is everything to do with your customers, so you can add customers manually, but it'll also add customers who have purchased from your store, and that way you can keep track of if someone's been buying from your store for a long time, or if they create multiple orders, or if they have particularly large orders. You can keep track of that as well. Then you've got the analytics tab, and this kind of helps you keep track of things like total sales, sessions, so how many visitors are coming over to your site and how long are these sessions, so from like how long are they staying on your site, returning customer rate. It analyzes all of that traffic for you, which is really good because it's all in one place, in one big dashboard, and you can do reporting and live view as well. And finally, the marketing tab. This is more of a reporting feature that you can use the analytics, and you can do it from a certain date range, and you can see like your top marketing channels and things like that. So Shopify are really good for that kind of analytics feature because it all comes in one dashboard. Then you've got your sales channels. So by default you've got the online store, and this is where you'll do things like add any blog posts, add pages, edit your themes, things like that. And then you can also do things like add apps, and this will allow you to add other sales channels like Google sales channels, or Instagram, or Google or Amazon, things like that. So you can see these apps here: Shopify Email, Spocket for dropshipping, Printful, things like that, CJ dropshipping. You can do all that as well. So first things first, we're going to go over how to add products. So to add a new product, what you want to do is click on Add Your Products. And it'll open a blank version of the back end of a product. So to add the product, all you need to do is just go through each of the fields and add the product information. So for example, the first thing you want to add is the product title, and this is just the name of the product itself, and you can just type directly into the field, or you can just paste in the details from elsewhere. And then what you want to do is add in the product description, and you can add different things here, but you want to give a good description of the product itself, especially if it's any kind of clothing, so that people know exactly what they're buying. The next thing you want to add is the media, so images of the product, and you can add as many images as you need to. It's good to add a range of images so that you've got people can basically see exactly what it is that they're buying. You just want to click and drag it over, or you can add from a URL if that's easier, and then you can see the images being uploaded there. Next thing you want to add is the pricing, and you basically just want to add the actual cost of the price of the product that you're selling it for, and you can decide if you want to charge tax on this price or not. In this field here, you can give it a compare at price, and what that means is it'll show the price at a drop down. So this, if it's on sale. So for example, if this product is actually on sale, say it actually used to be £25, then the price of this product is 20 and the compare at price is 25. So that way 25 is going to show with a strike through. So it shows that this is it's now been made cheaper. So you want to make sure that if you do add a compare at price, it's higher than the number that you're selling it for. And then you can add a cost per item, and this is just for yourself, so you know how much each item is costing you to make, so you know how much profit you're making, and this won't be shown to the user. It's also optional to add if you wanted to. You can track the quantity as well. This is checked by default, but if not, it'll just be displayed as in stock or out of stock. If you want to track the quantity, you want to give the actual quantity here. And then you can either decide to continue selling with out of stock or not. The other thing then you can add is a barcode or an SKU code, and this can help you keep track of some of the stock items as well. And the next thing then is the shipping. So if it's a physical product, you can, if you want, add your own shipping and shipping weights. This might not be relevant for clothing if you're selling clothing, but if you're selling heavier items such as furniture, things like that, then maybe the cost to deliver might be higher. So what you want to do is add a shipping weight so you can charge more by the weight if that applies. And you can also decide if it's a product that can be shipped internationally. Shipping weight is optional to add, so you don't have to add it either. And you can also sell digital products as well. So if you're selling, for example, an ebook or video, something like that, then customers basically won't be asked to enter any shipping details. And then you want to add something called variants. So this is to add options like size or color. This is useful if you're selling clothes, because maybe the clothes come in different sizes, maybe they come in different colors. So if you click on the plus, you give the options name. So by default, they've got size, color, material, and style, as these tend to be popular options. So if you click on size, for example, then we can have different option as well. And you just type in the option values, you just type in what those sizes are. You can add as many options as you need to, and then you click done. And then what you can do is you can also add another option. So we'd added a size option, maybe we'll add a material option, and maybe the option will be cotton, polyester, and just click done. So you can add as many variants as you want. And then what that means, then you can charge differently for different variants, and then you can also give different quantities as well. So for example, the t-shirt in large and cotton maybe is £28, but maybe in polyester it's a little bit cheaper at 15, and maybe you have different options as well for each of them. What you might need to do is, if you ever come across a variant that doesn't exist, so for example, maybe the t-shirt in large only comes in cotton, it doesn't come in polyester, then what you need to do is click on the variant that doesn't actually exist, click on actions, and then you want to click delete variant, and that way that variant will be given as an option, so you're not selling anything that you don't actually have. Next thing then is listing preview. So this is essentially what this listing would look like on Google. It'll take the page title, and then it'll take the meta description. Meta description will be filled in automatically by what you add in the description box here. So you want to make sure the description that you give is really accurate and explains to the user clearly what it is, because at this point they wouldn't be on the site yet. They're on Google trying to see if this listing matches what their query is. You can give it a product status, whether it's active or draft. If it's in a draft, then it won't be shown on the front end of the store, and you can decide which sales channels it goes on to. So if you had other sales channels, say Google or Facebook, they'll be added here, and then you can decide if you want to sell those onto those platforms as well. Next thing then is the product organization, things like shirts and tops, product type, vendor, collections, and these just help organize your products. You can add it to a collection, and in which case you can add it to whether or not it's meant to be a collection on the home page. Maybe have a collection for t-shirts, or you maybe have a collection for apparel, but you need to create the collection first before assigning it. And that's it. Once you're done, you just click save, and that's your product live onto the site. And you can see the product's been created now. If we go back to the products dashboard, you can see we've got the product here, and it gives an overview of, the status, the t-shirt, the inventory, things like that. Next thing then you want to do is make sure you have the collection set up. So if you click on collections, what you can do then is click on create collection, and you can essentially create categories for your products. So maybe you have a collection for apparel, and then you've got description, and you want to give a description of the of this collection as well. So what kind of products are you selling in this collection? You can type it in directly, or you can just paste it in. The next thing then is the collection type. So how do you want to add products to this collection? You can do it manual, so you can manually add these products just by assigning the collection when you're creating the product, or you can do it automatically. So if a product meets a certain condition, then it'll automatically be added to apparel. So for example, if the product tag is equal to apparel, then automatically that product is going to be added. Or if it costs a certain amount, if the title has a certain, or if the product tag or the product name is a certain word, then it'll automatically add itself. And you can do it if it matches all conditions, if you have more than one condition, or any condition if you have more than one condition. And this is how it looks in the listing. And again, you just want to make sure that the meta description is accurate. And then you can add an image as well, and this will just help you view the product. This is more for back end, so when you're viewing a whole bunch of collections, it's easier to see which collection stores what product, basically. And then once you're done, you just click save. And that's the collection saved as well. If you go back to apparel, you can see, if you go back to collections, you can see the different collections that we have now. The next thing you want to do is actually edit the store. So if you come down to this store tab here, you'll see all of the store options. So to actually view the site under the online store, you want to click onto this icon here, and it'll show you the site with the theme that you currently have. So you can see you've got home, we've got this image banner, and then you've got the products that we added and things like that, all added here. So what you can do first is pick a theme. So by default it adds this theme, but what you can do is scroll down and you can see there's different themes as well, and you can decide if you like these themes better. They show a few here, but what you can do is you can also visit the theme store and you can pick free. There's also some paid themes which are a bit more premium, but they also look really good as well. You can see the different themes that they have and what colors that they use, and you can do it by industry. So if you know what kind of category your site falls under, then you can do it by that. or you can pick one of the free themes as well. Once you have the theme selected, you just want to click on add to actually add the theme onto your site. And it's installing the theme now. You can see now this theme is added, this one here, and what you want to do is under the three dots, beside the three dots, you want to click publish, and that'll replace the theme that you currently have with the theme that you want. So right now we don't have a site plan, so we can't publish the theme that we want just yet. But we can just click publish just to preview it and see how it looks. And now we've got the new theme added, and we've got the old theme there as well we can switch back to. So now if we were to preview the online store, we can see we've got all the changes made, we've got the collection, and we've got some images here. So what we want to do now is actually edit some of the pages, mainly the home page. So what you want to do is go back to themes, and then what you want to do is click on customize. This will open up Shopify's customizer and allow you to actually customize the templates. So you can see here you've got the store open in preview mode, and then you've got the actual editor on the left. So it works pretty much a little bit like Wix. And it's very easy to kind of click and change the content. So for example, we've got this image and with text here. So what you want to do is click into the text box to edit it. And you see when I click into it, I can edit the text. So on the right here, you can see the text content is here, and all I need to do is type in the content or paste the content that it is that I need. And I can really just add as much as I want or whatever looks good, and then you can change the body style as well if it's a text style as well. If it's a body or if it's a subtitle, it'll change the styling of it slightly. And you can do this with most things, so you can either click on the section here, or you can use this navigator on the left, so you can see each widget is listed out, and then what you can do is you can click on each widget. So for example, this button here, and then you can see what I can change. For example, I can change the button label, I can change the link, things like that. I can link to, for example, pages, and it'll then ask me to select what page. It doesn't list the home page in this example just because I'm already on the home page, and it won't link to something that's already there. You can also link to a particular collection. So if I wanted to, I can have that link go to apparel, and I can change the label to say view our apparel. And that you can see that gets changed on the website as well. And you can go through and just see what you can change. So it's a little bit restricted in Wix if you compare it to Wix, as you can't add new sections as easily. So what you can do is you can add sections just over here, and you can decide if you want a pre-designed section, whether that's a collection list, a contact form if you want a blog post, things like that, but you can't build your own sections. You can, however, take existing sections and edit them. So for example, this part here, maybe I want to add some more content. So if I click on this text here, and just hover over it, you can see it gives me a button to add block, and I can either add a heading, I can add a caption, maybe I can add a button. And you've got this one here, so you've got it's added a new button for you, already styled, and all you need to do is add all of the content. So maybe you want to link this to an About Us page, and you want to link the button onto a page. It's really important that you create the pages first so that you have something to link to afterwards. So it also means that you can change anything in the nav bar as well. So for example, if I were to change the nav bar, the header, and I click into it, you can see the header is what I've selected now, and I can change essentially, if we click on header on this one here, and I can change the menu. So right now the main menu is this main menu here, and if I click into main menu, it'll allow me to change the actual navigation bar, which is on the back end. So that's taking me to the navigation bar here. So right now I've got home, catalog, contact, and what I can do is I can add menu item and call it about us, and we can add it to page, but again we need to create the page first before you add anything. So we can add the new collection that we had, so we can click add apparel, click on collection, and then click the apparel collection. You can filter the collection with tags. If not, you can just add whatever it is that you want to add. And there we go. We've got another menu option here. So now when we visit the online store, and you can see the new apparel item being added here. We've got the content, we've got the button as well. So everything kind of adds itself quite easily, and it's all styled for you. So the only thing you need to do is update the content. So you can decide what page you're going to edit just by going to this top drop down here and click on home and click on whatever page it is that you want to edit. So right now we're editing the home page, and seeing what that's like, and then we just edit exactly what it is that we want. Once you're happy with everything, you just click save on the top right to save all of your changes. Other thing we can do then is adding the pages. So if we go into the pages tab here, we can add new pages to the website. You just click on pages. So right now we've got the contact page, and what you want to do is click on add page, and say we want to add maybe an about us page, and you want to add the page content. You also need to do the listing previews. So if you click on website SEO, you just need to add the description and the about us. It'll take the description from here, but you want to make sure that you add a description that is accurate to the page as well. It will use sort of the default pages for the theme, so you just click save to save all your content and add the new page. Now we need to add that page to the navigation bar, so we click on navigation, and you want to click on main menu because we want to add to the main menu that's in the nav bar. And then you want to click add menu item, and you want to give it the menu name or the nav bar name. And then you want to add the link. So you want to go into pages, and you want to click on about us, and just click add. And you've got the link added now, and I want to move that up slightly just below home. And just add it here. And you can make things as a drop down. So for example, if I want to add apparel as a drop down of catalog, I just put it under catalog slightly to the right, and I can move contact up if I wanted to, or I can just leave it where it is. And then when you're done, you just click save menu. If you go back to the setup guide, you can see that we've added our product, and we've customized the theme. Next thing we want to do is add a brand asset. So these are things like your logos and your colors, things like that. So if you want to add a logo, you just click on the brand logo here and just click on upload image to upload a new logo. And and you just click on that to upload the image logo. And you can see the image just uploading itself here, and then once it's done you can just select that and click done. Other thing you can do is add your brand colors. So you can add a primary color, and this is the color that will appear on your store, and you can use supporting colors as well for accents and additional details. So you can add any kind of primary color if you want. You can use the color picker, or you can use the color, or you can use the hex code if you already have it, and you want to give it a contrasting color as well for any secondary colors. And then once you're done, you just click save. Next thing you want to do is set up your payments and shipping and delivery. So to set up your shipping and delivery, you just want to go into the shipping and delivery tab here, and you want to set up all of the delivery options that someone can have. So for example, one of the shipping rates is you want to manage for all your products. So these are your general shipping rates. So you want to click on manage to choose where you're going to ship firstly. So you want to set up your shipping from, and we've chosen United Kingdom. If you remember earlier when they were asking us our business information, we selected the United Kingdom. And you can then select your shipping rates. So for example, the shipping zones. So for example, the EU is one shipping zone, the international is another shipping zone, and United Kingdom is another shipping zone. And you can see underneath what countries these zones fall under. So if anyone is shipping to any of these countries, they fall under the shipping rules that are available in the EU. If they fall under international, then they fall in the shipping zones that are international. And if their shipping zone is in the United Kingdom, then it falls under these shipping rules. And you can update these as well. So for example, for the EU one, if you click on the three dots, you can edit the zone to add or remove certain countries if they don't apply. You can also delete the zone altogether if you don't ship to that zone. And the next thing you want to do then is add any rates. So one of the rates, for example, is standard international, and it gives you like the price and the transit time, things like that. To add a rate, you just click on add rate, and you can either set up your own rate, or you can use carriers or apps to calculate the rates. But if you want to set up your own rate, you want to essentially give the transit time. Maybe that's custom flat rate, or if it's economy international, 10 to 15 business days. And then you want to add the product conditions as well, or the pricing as well. And you can add product conditions, and this can be based on item weight. So if you remember when setting up the products, if certain items are going to cost a certain amount, then what it'll do is it'll total up the weight of each product, and then it will use that to decide how much shipping, what shipping you use to add. So for example, custom rate might be extra heavy item, and this might cost say £50, and this can be based on item weight. So if the minimum weight of the total order is say 85, then, and if it's a maximum of 100, then it'll cost £50, and this will take the weight of the total products of the basket, not just of one item. And you can add different rates for different shipping zone as well. There are then countries not covered by shipping zones, and those, if anyone were to type in a shipping zone within those countries, then they'll just come up with a sorry, we don't ship to this zone message. Once you're done with all your changes, you just want to click save and make sure that you saved all your changes. Next thing you want to do is add, if you wanted to, is set up local pickup. So sometimes maybe you're not ready to set up any shipping and delivery, or that's not something that you offer, but you want people to be able to buy their products and then collect them themselves in store. What you can do is go into local pickup and click into this option here. By default, it'll say it won't offer, but then all you need to do is look for the location, so shop location, and then click this location offers local pickup, and then you just want to give the rules. So these will show the rules at checkout. So usually ready in 24 hours, usually ready in 2 to 4 days, and then you want to give the order locations as well, like the information. So bring your confirmation email when you come to collect your order, bring ID, whatever it is that people need to do before they collect their order, you need to click on here as well. And then just click save. And that's your local pickup done. Next thing you want to set up is payments. So that's just in the payments tab here. So Shopify payments is a payment method that basically allows people to pay by card, credit or debit card. So in order to activate that, you just click on activate Shopify payments, and you want to give your business information basically, and submit your business information, submit your banking information, and then Shopify will then review that information and essentially set up Shopify payments that way. Other supported payment methods are PayPal and Amazon. So all you need to do is sign into your PayPal or Amazon account, and then people can use their PayPal or Amazon account to pay. You can also add other things. So if you click on add payment methods, Shopify cater for a variety of different payment methods. So for example, if you want Apple Pay or MasterCard, you just type in whatever third-party platform that you want, and then select that as a payment method, and then just follow the instructions in order to set that up. So for example, if we did that, you can search by payment method or you can search by provider. So if we, for example, Pay Sarah, for example, if you click on that, you can see you can just activate it, and it'll also tell you if you have any transaction fees and things like that. The next thing you want to select is the plan. So this is once all of your products have been added and all your site is set up and you've got locations, things like that. The next thing then you want to do is set up a plan. So you go into plan here, and right now to tell you the plan that you're currently in. Right now we're in the trial, and we have 2 days of that trial left, and we have no payment methods. So what you want to do is click on choose plan. And this is a list of Spotify's plans. So you have the most basic, which starts at £19, but you get 3 months for £1. So you can kind of test it out after you finish your free trial. The main difference between all of these plans are the transaction fees. So all of the plans, when you use Shopify, have transaction fees for third-party payment providers. The most basic will take 2%, and the most advanced will take 0.5%. So the more advanced your plan is, the less transaction fees there will be. However, you also get different features like the reporting as well. So the reporting is a lot more professional and is a lot more automated, and you also have different control over how many staff members are part of your account. So if you have lots of different staff members that need access to the website, instead of one login being able to access it, you can have up to 2, up to 5, up to 15. It just depends on what how many you would need and your overall business needs. What you can do is start off with the most basic, and then from there you can upgrade if you need to. If you realize actually you need more professional reports, you need more staff members, the transaction fees are too high, you can always upgrade to Shopify or advanced plan. But essentially you just choose the plan that you want, and then just go through the checkout methods as well, You can choose to be billed yearly or monthly. It's recommended with yearly because then you get the free plan as well. Or with the monthly, you can pay £1 a month for the first 3 months, and then it's £25 a month. So you can choose which billing cycle you want, and then you just want to fill in your business address, and then you want to add your payment methods, and that is your Shopify plan essentially all set up. The other thing that you might want to do is add a domain. So this, you can buy a custom Shopify domain through Shopify itself. So for example, if you type in whatever domain that you want, if it's available, Shopify will say it's available. You want to look for a domain that is obviously user-friendly and is available through Shopify. So for example, if you were to click it'll show you the most popular, and it'll show you other extensions as well, and it'll show you the price. So for example, the one that I just typed in is $17 a year. So it's actually unavailable, so it's already been bought, but it'll show you other extensions as well that are available, and you can show Next 10 as well. You can buy a custom domain, or you can stick with the domain that Shopify already gave you when you first started. So if you click on domains, this is the domain that we currently have. You can keep that, or you can just create a new one. You can also connect an existing domain. So if you already have a domain that you bought through, for example, GoDaddy, Namecheap, 123reg, all you need to do is type in the name of the domain that you have, click next, and then it'll show you some instructions to verify that domain. So for example, you want to click on follow settings, and you can see it shows you how to connect to a third-party domain, either by video or you can read through the text as well. Once you've connected everything, you just need to click on verify connection to verify that the domain is connected to the site and the domain is set up correctly. Within this section here, you can set up your billing information. So once you have your plan all set up, you can manage your payment methods, you can manage your subscription, and you can upgrade or downgrade your plan if you need to, all in this billing section here. You can change the currency. All of this will be set up whenever you first answer the questions that Shopify asked you in the beginning. So it's really just ensuring that you have the right billing subscription here, and then you have the right payment methods as well. Other things you can do is users and permissions. So by default, you can only add 2 staff with the basic plan. So you have the store owner here, and then you can add staff, and this will essentially allow other users to come and edit your site. You can, if you click on add staff here, you just need to give them their first name, last name, and their email, and then you need to set up their permissions. So by default, you can select all, so they'll have access to everything, but maybe you only need them to edit the online stores, so you just give them access to the online stores, or maybe they're allowed to add in the products, so you can really customize what people can use and do on your site to make it a bit more safer and make it a bit more easier to give access to your site. Transferring ownership. So right now this site is under under the account that we set up, but we can transfer ownership so it's under another person's account if that's something that you ever need to do. If you go into store details, you can see this is where you'll update your store details, and you can where you can update sort of like the industry if you want to update the basic information as well. And you can do something like update the order ID format. So this will basically be shown on the orders page. So you can customize your ID by giving it a prefix or a suffix, and the IDs will be added that way. So you can really customize how you present the site to customers as well. Other thing that's important is the notifications tab. So this is essentially what notifications will be sent. Things like the order confirmation. So that's obviously going to be sent to the customer after they place their order. Order cancelled, order refund. These are all notifications that will be sent to the customer, and you can decide if you want to have them enabled or not. You can also edit them. So for example, if you have local pickup selected, what you can do is you can edit the message that it says. So you can see subject, your order is ready for pickup, and you can send test emails, so you can see how that would look like on the customer's ends of things. The other thing you can do is actually edit it. So if you click on edit code, you can edit the code of your website and essentially edit the text. This might be not something you might want to do if you don't have a lot of experience, but essentially you just look for the content that you want to change. So for example, we want to change order status, or if you want to remove certain things, you just remove it from the code. But again, if it's not something that you're comfortable with, or if you don't have a lot of experience in development, I would avoid editing the code altogether. But it's set up professionally. All the information will be there. All the instructions will be there as well, so you don't need to worry too much about editing the content, and it'll take the colors from your theme as well. But all these are the notifications, and you can decide which notifications are meant to go where and who they're meant to go to as well. And that's it. That's basically all the basics of how you set up a site in Shopify. So again, unlike Wix, you don't get the free plan, but you do get a 3-day free trial, and then you can sort of upgrade and downgrade your plan afterwards if you decide to get it. They have lots of professional templates that you can use. It's very easy to kind of edit those. You might not have full flexibility, but you do have enough flexibility where the site will look good and display the products exactly where you want it to. They have lots of integrations to different third-party apps, so you don't have to just have the online store as a sales channel. You can also have like Instagram or other stores as sales channels as well. So it's really good in that sense. So overall, you can see that Shopify is quite easy to use. That's one of their main advantages. So Shopify is one of the most user-friendly e-commerce platforms available. Its drag and drop interface makes it easy to build and customize your online store, even if you don't have any technical knowledge. They have a wide range of templates. Shopify offers a wide range of templates, both free and paid, that you can use to create a professional-looking online store quickly. And these templates are also fully customizable as well, that we saw in the video. And you can make your store look exactly the way you want it. And the other thing that's really important is that it's scalable. So this means that it can grow with your business, whether it's just starting out or having a large established online store. Shopify can handle your needs and provide the tools that you need to succeed as well. The next platform I want to talk about is WooCommerce. So WooCommerce is a free plugin, and it's used for WordPress and allows you to turn your WordPress site into an e-commerce store. It's ideal for small businesses and has a lot of customization options. WooCommerce also integrates with a variety of payment gateways and has a large community of developers creating plugins and themes as well. So the first thing you want to do is download the WooCommerce plugin. So you can download directly through the WordPress directory if you just go into plugins, add new, and then just search for the WooCommerce plugin, and then click install now to install it. And then once it's installed, you just want to click activate to activate the plugin. You can also go onto WooCommerce download, search for it on Google, and then just click on WooCommerce plugin and download it from the WordPress directory that way as well. It's just when you're on this page, you just want to click download and then upload the plugin yourself manually. As soon as WooCommerce has finished activating, it'll take you through to the WooCommerce setup wizard. So it'll take you through step by step exactly how to set up. and we'll also take in any kind of business information to help understand what kind of products you'll be selling, what kind of business that you are. So you want to start off with typing in the shop address, and this will help set up any currency, shipping, taxes in a bit more an automated way. So you start off with the country, the address, postcode, and the city. And then you just want to click continue. And then it'll ask you sort of which industry does your store operate in, and then you would just pick whichever industry works best for your company. And then you want to select what kind of products will be listed. So by default, WooCommerce will allow you to have physical products and downloadable products for free. So you're able to have as many of those physical products and downloadable products as you want with no extra cost. However, things like subscription type products, membership products, bookings, bundles, customizable products, they will require an additional plugin, and they've listed the prices here. For this video, we'll just use it to set up physical products and downloadable products. And then you just click continue. And just a few more questions about your business. Next thing then is you want to pick the theme. So by default, it'll use the theme that you are currently running with. So in this example, we're using the Hello Elementor theme. There are paid themes that you can use, and there are free themes that you can use. With the free themes, WooCommerce have their own theme that you can use as well. For this example, we'll stick with the Elementor theme, as it is compatible with the WooCommerce plugin and is also free. So you just want to click continue with my active theme. And there you go, that's your products all set up. And you'll see whenever you come back to your dashboard, there's a new tab for WooCommerce with a bunch of menu tabs separating for the sub-menu parts. You've got home, orders, customers, coupons, reports, settings, status, and extensions. The WooCommerce dashboards kind of take you through step by step what you need to do. So you've got the first step done, you add store details. The next thing then is how to add products, set up payments, and things like that. You'll also notice that under the pages, a few new pages are there. So things like the account page, the checkout page, cart page, the refund and returns policy, and the shop page. So these all came with the WooCommerce plugin whenever you first installed it. But if it hasn't been if they're not there whenever you first install it, you can always add pages and add those pages as well in case it's not there. But essentially these pages will be there and when you first download, install, and set up WooCommerce. So back to the WooCommerce plugin. On the dashboard, you'll just see the step-by-step list of what you need to do next, and you'll also get some stats overview as well. You can also change the display. So right now it's single column, you can change it to a 2-column display. In the orders tab, we'll show all the different orders that you'll get as soon as the site is live and people are purchasing it. This will be all orders that are successful, any orders that have failed, any orders that are returned, they'll all be listed here. And any new customers and customer details, they'll all be saved here as well. So if you click into customers, and it'll show you sort of the username, the name of the person that's ordered, the country and region they delivered to, their postcode, and their email as well. And you can also see how many times this person has ordered. Then you have the coupons tab, and this is where you will add coupons here, or vouchers, whichever you like to call it, but they're essentially used to offer your clients a discount on some of your products. And this can be discounts like 50% off, a certain amount off a certain item, off certain groups of items, off your total cart, and things like that. Then you'll also see this new tab here called products, and this is essentially your products tab. So all the products that you'll have will be listed here, and these are live products that are publishable, that are published and on the site that clients can see. Same as well as any downloadable products, any draft products, any deleted products. They'll all be set up here, so you'll be able to add in all the products this way. Within the products tab, it's separated in between categories and tags, attributes and reviews. So you can assign custom categories and custom tags to each product to make it a bit more easier to organize, especially if you have lots of different kinds of products. with the attributes, so this is used for something called variable products, and variable products allow you to sell a product that has different variations. So for example, if you wanted to sell a t-shirt, that'll come in 5 different sizes. The size is essentially an attribute of the product, so you can set attributes there, and we'll go over how to set attributes for each of your products. Then you have reviews, and this is essentially when someone reviews an item, they will obviously, it'll show on the site, but they'll also be saved on the back end as well, so you can review what products are getting what kind of reviews. The analytics tab also gets added whenever you install WooCommerce, and this essentially shows you reporting, charts, leaderboards, things like that. So you can see exactly how your products are doing in the shop, and you can sort of control it with the date range here. So by default, it'll show you the month to date, but you can do last week, last month, last quarter. You can give it a custom date range as well, but it'll essentially show you all the order data, and all the product data as well, so you can see your top products sold, your top categories, what day had the most orders, what day had the least orders, and things like that. So it's really good for in a reporting sense, and there's lots of features within that we can go over. And then within the marketing tab is where the coupons are, so they have a separate tab for coupons and vouchers, so that's listed here. If you ever wanted to change the settings, so the shop location, for example, that we changed, that we had added in the beginning, if you wanted to change those details, all you need to do is go into the settings tab, and you can see the store address is listed here. This is also where you can set up things like your tax and coupons. So this section here, enable tax, this will mean that whatever tax rate that you set, it'll be enabled at checkout. If that's selected, then it'll be enabled at checkout. If not, it'll be added within the price. And WooCommerce have really flexible tax rules and tax options that you can set up yourself within the settings as well. Then you have the coupons as well. So by default, enable the use of coupons is selected, which means that coupons can be used. If you were to uncheck this, it means that coupons can't be used. So even if you do set up coupons within the marketing tab, they won't be able to be used because this isn't being selected. The next thing then is the currency option. So you just want to make sure that the currency is correct. So by default, it'll show the currency of the country that you had put in the beginning in the store address. In case it's different, you just want to make sure that the currency is there, that the currency position is correct, and the 1000 separator, all of that is correct as well. Once you're happy with that, you just want to click Save Changes. Within the Products tab, again, so it'll show you all the product settings. So things like shop page, it'll allow you to set what page is your shop page, and that's set by default. So when you downloaded WooCommerce and installed it, they added the shop page for you, and they've assigned that page as the shop page. And you can change the add to cart behavior. So there's 2 options. You can redirect to the cart page after a successful addition, which basically just means when someone adds a product to the cart, they'll immediately be taken to the cart page. The other option then is enable Ajax, and that just means when they add buttons to the cart or add items to the cart, the page will just add the item to the cart without refreshing, and they'll still stay on that same page, so they won't be taken to another page. This is probably the most popular one, as taking users straight to the checkout would mean that they won't be able to browse. They'll have to, go back to the page that they were manually. It can be good if you're only wanting customers to be able to purchase one order at a time, in which case then yes, you can redirect to the cart page. If not, if you're wanting people to browse traditionally, browse different categories, different products, and add as many as they want, then I recommend just keeping it to the enable Ajax add to cart button selected. Next thing then is the placeholder image. So by default, a placeholder image does get added to your media library, so that's just set in here. And then you can set the dimensions and for the unit and the unit for the weight and the dimensions as well. So by default it's kilograms and centimeters, because the country that we used to set up the address is the United Kingdom, so it's used the measurements used for that, but otherwise you can change it manually to the other measurement units if you wanted to. And then you can enable product reviews and product ratings. So by default, these are all enabled, but you can remove that so that they can't add a review if you don't want it to. You do have options within that. So if you do enable product reviews, you can have these options here. So reviews can only be left by verified users. What that means is that users will have had to purchase the product before being able to leave a review. And then you have the option if you want them to leave a star rating as well. If not, you can cancel that option out fully. And again, you want to save changes before moving on to another part of the site. Next thing then is the inventory. So this is essentially the product inventory and things like that. So this is how you would essentially manage stock. So you can manage stock, you can enable stock management, which means you have more control over how many of each product is there, and that way when you are selling products, you're not overselling more than you already have. So this might be a better way to do this. If it's not enabled, then the stock management is auto-managed, meaning that you enter the quantity and WooCommerce will subtract items as sales are made. So if you enter 60 of one of the t-shirts, then WooCommerce will check how many people have bought, how many times the t-shirt has been bought, and then it'll display in stock, out of stock, or on back order. Or you can disable it. If you disable it, then the inventory and status for products must be entered manually, and you can still enable stock management per product if you want to. The other option then is to hold stock in minutes. So essentially, hold products for unpaid order for a certain amount of limits, basically. So essentially, when someone gets to the payment and they want to pay for their products, and for some reason the payment doesn't go through, then this essentially lets you decide how long you want the system to hold that stock for. So essentially they can have, if this is set to 60, then they have an hour to finally process the payment, or put in another card that will allow them to process the payment. After an hour, then the stock goes back up and they will need to re-add the product back to the cart. So if you want to disable that completely, you can just leave that as 0. The other thing then is to enable low stock notifications and enable low out of stock notifications. So low stock notifications means once the product hits a certain amount of stock, then you will get a notification saying, hey, this product is low in stock. And the other one then is to enable out of stock notifications. So when a product goes out of stock, you'll get an email saying, hey, this product is also out of stock. So you want to set the email here, so notification recipients, and then you want to add in the email that is responsible for the stock, and you can add more than one email as well. The low stock threshold, so you want to set a number to what counts as low stock. So for example, if you have 60 items of one part, 60 products, 60 of one product basically, and you want to know whenever the stock hits 10, then you want to set the low stock threshold at 10. So when that product then hits 10 in stock, then you'll get an email saying this product only has 10 left. And then the out of stock threshold you can set as well. That's usually defaulted to 0, but you can set out of stock threshold at a different number as well. Out of stock visibility, so you can choose to hide out of stock items from the catalog if you wanted to. So if you click that, then the out of stock item will not appear on the site. However, if you don't check that, they'll be able to see the out of stock item, but they won't be able to buy the out of stock item. And stock display format, so how do you want the stock to be displayed? So you can show as remaining quantity, so you can have the product say only 12 in stock, only so and so in stock. You can only show remaining in stock, so only 2 left in stock, only 3 left in stock. You can choose to never show quantity remaining in stock, so it'll just say in stock. So it's up to you how you want to decide that. Then once you're done, you just want to click Save Changes. So all of these settings were for the inventory. The next one then is for downloadable products. So WooCommerce let you sell downloadable products, things like PDFs, Word docs. You can send audio files, any files where you can't physically hold or is tangible, and files that you can sort of save on your computer, you can enable that. So within the downloadable products, you can choose how you want people to be able to download it once they've successfully bought it. So you can force the downloads, or you can redirect to another site. This just depends on how you are uploading the products. So forced downloads are files are forced to download by some code, then they're not accessible to anyone but people who have bought it, basically. And the redirect only is a download URL that links users to the file. So if you have the file saved on like a Google Drive, then you can just set that as a link, and then people can be shown the link basically once they've been purchased. You can most stores only use the first one to keep files safe from outside access. So the redirect one you should only really use if there's a problem with the first one, really, or if you don't mind your downloads being non-secure, because the redirect only one is secure. If someone it is for other people to get the link if they wanted to, so you just want to make sure you always click the forced download ones. Next thing then is the access restrictions. So if you select downloads require login, that means people would need to log in first before they download, and you can grant access to downloadable products after payment. So this essentially means do you want people to get their products after their orders are processing, so while they're still being paid for, or whenever the order has been completed? So it's up to you how you want to do that, which way you want to grant access, but you do have the option to have either one of those. Next tab then is the shipping tab. So this is where you will control all of the shipping zones. So each country or each area that you ship to, if there's different rules for different areas, you can set them up as zones, and you can have a different rule for each zone essentially. So we'll go over that in another video. And then you have payments. So this is essentially where all your payment gateways are set. So by default, you have these 4 options already installed, except for WooCommerce payments. You will need to install that. But essentially, there's WooCommerce payments, direct bank transfer, check payments, and cash on delivery. Then you have the accounts and privacy page. So this kind of controls how you want people to download at the checkout. So do you want people to download purchase a product or download a product after without an account, or do they always have to log into or are you going to only allow people who have an account to place an order? You can also, if you decide to only allow customers to place orders without an account, you can allow them to log in during the checkout process. You can also allow them to create an account during the checkout process as well. And the next thing then is the emails. So this is a list of emails that WooCommerce will send out for different events. So there's a notification email for orders that are new, any cancelled orders, and any failed orders. So it'll show you there who's receiving it. So this is for the site owner. And it'll basically, if you click into each one of them, so if you click on manage for the new order one, it'll show you what'll get sent. So it'll show you it's sent to this email. Subject is the site title and the order number. Email heading is the order number, and the additional content is just congratulations on the sale, but you can add more text if you wanted to. But essentially you get an email for every single order that you get. You can choose to disable it. If you uncheck that, it'll disable this email notification, but then you just want to click save changes to make sure all the changes are saved. So those emails go to the site owner, and the other emails goes to the customer. So emails like the order's on hold, the order's been completed, the order's been refunded, things like that. Those are all for the customer, but you can go into manage and decide to either enable the notification, or you can even change the additional content. and things like that. So you can change the wording on each of the email content as well. And you can change the styling a little bit. If you go down to email templates, so the from name will take the site name and the from address will take the site owner's site address, but you can change each of these individually here. Then you have the email template, so you can give it a header image and the footer text. So by default, it'll just show the site title, the date, and then this bit of text says built with WooCommerce, but you can take all of that out and add in your own bit of text. You can give it your own colors for the base color, the background color, body background color, and body text color, so you can change all of these as well. But then when you have made all those changes, you just want to click Save Changes. And next is any kind of integration. So WooCommerce does have capacity to have any integrations as well. If you add more plugins, essentially all of the WooCommerce plugins that you want to integrate to will show up here. So if you do install any additional plugins and there's integration there, it'll show up under the integration tab. In the advanced tab, it'll just show you things like your page setup. So by default, this should already be set up when you're already install WooCommerce and you have these pages. So the cart page, checkout page, and my account page will already be added and it'll already be assigned, but you can change them to a different one as well. The terms and condition page, if it's not set up, you can set one up and then assign the page here. And then secure checkout. So you can force secure checkout, meaning that the checkout page has to be secure before accepting any payment, and that will be a requirement for certain payment gateways, things like Stripe and PayPal. They will require that the checkout is secure, so you want to make sure that this is always ticked. Under the status tab, which is just underneath the settings in WooCommerce, this will just show you the status of WooCommerce plugin itself. So if you are running into any issues with the way WooCommerce is actually running, you need to get some kind of like a system report, or you need to understand the system report, or you've contacted support and they're asking for a system report. Essentially, this is where you would go to get it. You'd go into status and you would just click get system report and then just copy, and they'll be able to look at this and tell you exactly what's going wrong, if there's any issues within that. So like, for example, this is an older version of WordPress, so you know if there is any issues, that could be a reason why that the plugin isn't working correctly. So this is essentially where you kind of debug any errors if you needed to. So yeah, that's it. That's all of the, that's essentially a basic overview of WooCommerce and how to install and download and install it. So some of the advantages of WooCommerce is that it's a free and open source platform. So WooCommerce is free, is open source, and that means that you can use it without paying any fees, and you have full access to the code, which allows you to customize and extend it as you need it if you need to. And another really solid option is that it's highly customizable. So WooCommerce is highly customizable and it's also really flexible. You can choose from a variety of themes and plugins to create a unique online store that fits your brand and business skills. And additionally, you can also modify the code directly if you have the programming skills and the technical background. As mentioned before, it is a WordPress plugin. So if you're already using WordPress to power your website, WooCommerce is a natural extension of the platform, really easy to upload and activate onto your site, and it integrates seamlessly with WordPress, so it allows you to add that e-commerce functionality to your already existing WordPress site if you have one. Overall, it's a great choice if you're wanting a customizable and scalable e-commerce platform that integrates with WordPress and offers a wide range of payment and customization options as well. And finally, we have the Wix Builder. So Wix is a website builder that offers e-commerce functionality. It's ideal for small businesses that want an easy-to-use platform with basic e-commerce features. Wix also have a large range of templates and customization options available, but it may not be as scalable as the other platforms that we've seen today. So to get started, the first thing that you actually need to do is create a Wix account. So creating an account is free. All you need to do is go into the Wix website and click on Get Started. And just fill in your information. So either continue with email or you can continue with Google and just set up your username and password with Wix. So once you've created your account, you'll be taken to the My Sites dashboard, and essentially all the websites that you create you can find in this dashboard as well, and you can separate it into different folders and kind of organize it that way. So to get started, what you need to do is click on Create New Site on the top right over here and follow through the instructions. So the first thing that they'll ask you is what kind of website are you creating? So whether you want an online store, portfolio, blog, consultant kind of website. These are just examples, but then you can just sort of look for your business type, basically what kind of business that you want to have. You can be specific, so if it's a beauty care product shop, beauty supply store, you can be really specific and just say what kind of product, what kind of shop that you're creating, and then you want to give it a name of your site. And you can change the name of your site at any time. This is just so that this is mainly for SEO purposes, and just so you can recognize it within the dashboard. And then you want to talk about what you want to add to the site. So this is going back to Wix's features, functionality features. So things like an online store, a chat functionality, they all are part of Wix's functionality. So you can really customize your website to do certain things as well. It doesn't just have to be a simple kind of blog website or brochure build website. You can actually have like a store and forms, bookings, things like that to make your site a bit more usable and actually conduct some business on your site as well. So in this example, we'll just have the online store and we'll have some forms as well. Don't worry about not picking everything in the beginning. Maybe if you want to just have like a blog, but later on you actually decide you want to start setting up an online store, you can always add these apps sort of later on as well. So later on, if you want to decide, actually I want to add a blog, you can always add the blogs later as well. Same way if you decide to remove something. So if you add an online store now, but then later you realize it's too much work or you're not ready for it to actually start selling product content, you can also remove apps as well. So it's pretty flexible that way. And you just want to click next to move on. And then you want to start using the ADI. So you have two options. You can either choose from a template, or you can actually use the ADI to get a custom built site within a few minutes as well. So we're going to go for the get a custom built site option. And only thing we need to do now is go through each of the questions and let Wix know what kind of site we're making, how we want it to look, and things like that. So the first thing that we're going to add is the logo and the email address, normal address, and any social media account links. So with the logo, you just click on the plus sign and it'll open up your file explorer on the computer. And then you just want to enter your email address and all the other kind of contact information as well, and any kind of social media links that you have. And you can add as many social links as you want, and you definitely want to add all the social links that you have. You just click on add social link and just paste in the social link. And again, you just want to add in all the addresses and any phone numbers that you might have as well. Next thing then is going to ask you to pick a theme that you like. So this is you want to look at the colors that they've used, and you want to look at the font styling that they've used. What you want to do is pick the theme that you like most, or pick the theme that's closest to the theme that you want. What happens with Wix is that not everything is set in stone. So once you pick a theme, you can always change it afterwards. So for example, if you like this theme here, but you don't like the black that's being used, you can just select it for now, but then in the editor, you can always change the black that's used as well. It's just a starting off point for Wix to know what to use whenever it's building out your site. So you want to pick the theme that works best for your branding as much as possible, or the one that works exactly as possible as well. So you just want to select and then just click next. And then it'll show you 3 homepage designs, and you just want to click in, you want to go through each of them, and you want to just select the design that you want, or the design that you like the most. Again, you can always customize these designs. This is just a starting off point for Wix to know what kind of design that you might like. And how you want your site to be laid out. So you've got 3 designs here, and what you can do is you can hover over each of them and then just scroll down, and you can see what each of them look like. as well. If there's certain sections that you really like, obviously you keep them, and if there's certain sections you want removed, you can remove them as well. And if there's more sections that you need to add, you just add them as well. So once you've selected once you've selected which one you like, you just click into it and you just click next, and it'll start building out your site. You also need to select what other pages you'd like. So Wix will then show you what other pages that you can have. Again, if you don't see a specific page that you need, you can always add more pages as well. Again, this is just a starting off point, so Wix knows what kind of site you're building and what kind of website you want to add to your site as well. So you can see add pages to your site, and they've got different kind of pages. So you want to add like an about page. If you're an online store, you definitely want to add like a products page, like in the main shop page, a contact us page so people can talk to you, a store policies page. This is really important if you have a shop, that you have a store policies page where you can say what your refund policy is, shipping policy, things like that. All these can be added as well. Again, if there's pages here that you don't if there's pages here that you don't need to select them. And if there's pages that's missing, again, you can always add pages after the site's been built, and you can add as many pages as you want. This is just a starting off point, so they have like a nav bar built, and you have some pages built out for you as well. But once you're done, you just want to click on edit site, and you can see your site being built by Wix. So this is the final design. This is the final website. So you've got your homepage here, and this is exactly the homepage that we had selected in the beginning. And then you can see at the top we've got all the pages added as well. We've got all the social media links set, and we've got all the shop functionality all there here as well. So at this point, there's different things you can do. Technically, all the content here and everything that's been added you can use. So all these images, all the background images, the iconography, they're all things that are free to use, and essentially your site is ready to publish if you wanted to go publish with this now. But really what you want to do is fine-tune the design details. So if there's certain fonts that's being used that you don't like, if there's certain colors being used that you don't like, you want to change those. And then you want to go through every single page, every single section, and just change the content, update the imagery, update the content and things like that. So the way the editor works, so you have your actual page here. This is your website, but the back end, so this is how you would change everything. And then on the left here, you have the actual options. So you've got the option to add elements. So every single item on your page, so like the heading, every single button, those are known as elements. So you can add additional elements to your site. You can add additional sections to your site. And these are pre-built sections, so you don't need to worry about fully designing up a new section. You just click into section, and you can see all these pre-built sections that can be automatically added to your website as well. So you want to click into the section that you want to add and drag it onto the section, to the page, wherever you want it. At the top, you can see things like your nav bar. So this is essentially the domain where you can connect your domain. You can switch to mobile view. So if you click into this mobile toggle here, you can start editing your site in mobile and see what your site looks in mobile and make any edits that you need to here. So for example, the header is quite large. So what you want to do is just adjust the header here and just create a little bit shorter. It's important to note though, with the changes that you make on mobile won't affect the items that are in desktop as well. So me shortening the height of that isn't shortening the height of that on desktop. It only shortens the height on mobile. Also along the top you have the pages, so you can switch between different pages this way. If you just click on the drop down and you just click into each page, you can just go in and look at the page that you have and make the edits if you need to. And then you've got the edit, undo and redo buttons at the top, and then you've also got the tools as well, so you can click on the tools that you want when you're editing. So you have the grid lines and you have snap to objects, so if you can get rid of these as well, and you can also add rulers if you wanted, and you can add different layers as well. You can also decide if you want to zoom in or zoom out the view, but it's up to you how you want to do that. So the first thing that we want to do is show you how to edit the theme, so the colors and the fonts that's being used. So if you go on the left here and you're looking for site design, you are looking for site theme here, you want to click on customize, and it's split between colors and text. So this is essentially the colors and text that are being used across your site. So as you mentioned, every single section and every single thing on your site is known as an element, and every element that's on your site follows a style rule. So for example, every heading type, so this is the heading 1, the beauty store at your service, that's a heading 1, and all the heading 1s follow a specific style rule. All the heading 2 follows a specific style rule. All the heading 3s follow a specific style rule. So it's up to you how you want to decide how you want those styled. It just means then there's consistency whenever you're adding different paragraphs and you're adding different headings. All the same heading types look the same, and it just makes your website design a little bit more consistent. There's lots of color theme presets available for you to apply to your site, so you can do your own customizations, or you can just pick a preset that's in here. All of these themes have been carefully created with complementary colors that cover a range of different styles. They have sleek and sophisticated pastels, and they have bold and bright palettes as well. So you want to browse through the presets and choose the perfect option for your brand. Or you can also customize the colors as well. So to choose and customize the color theme, you want to go into the color theme here, and you essentially just want to customize each of the color types. So as well as appearing on the color picker, your theme colors are used across your site in different ways. So you have color 1, and color 1 is used as background and text. So color 1 is used for background and text across your site, and if you've added the Wix apps like the Wix stores, the Wix blogs, if you add those onto your site, those pages use the same background and text colors as well. In most cases, you'll see that the brightest tint, so tint 1, which is over here, is used for the background, whereas the darkest tint, so this is tint 2, is for text. So we recommend creating sort of a high contrast pairing so that the information on your site is easy to read and kind of stands out. Then you have color 2, and this is your action color. So you drive visitors to make the choices you want by selecting an action color that kind of stands out. And this color is used for actionable elements like links, buttons, any kind of menu elements. It also appears in themed elements like buttons and boxes, as well as pages related to Wix apps like the Wix stores or Wix blogs or the forums, things like that. The tint in the middle is the one that's used most frequently, so you want to choose something that contrasts with your background. That way the most important elements in your site are accessible and they're noticeable as well. Then you have colors 3, 4, 5, and these are additional colors. So choose 3 colors that complete your kind of color scheme. They are displayed in various areas on your site, so they should match and complement the colors that you've selected as well. Then if you go back, you have the text theme, and it's the same kind of theme as your site theme. So each of your elements, your heading 1 all the way down to your paragraph 3s, they all follow a style rule. So when you add a heading 1 to your website, this is the style rule that they follow. When you add a heading 4, this is the style rule they follow. So if you're not a fan of, for example, the font styling, all you need to do is just click into each of these and just change the font style to whatever it is that you want to change it to. And then that will essentially apply across to your entire site. As you are changing, you want to make sure that you go through each of the pages and make sure everything looks good. So you can just change the sizing, change the layout of things, and then just drag and drop everything to where you want it. But yeah, the theme makes it really easy for you to customize every single part of your website without doing everything one by one. It kind of takes every part of your website and applies all the style rules. So now what you want to do is actually start editing your site to how you want it. So as I mentioned before, everything about Wix is drag and drop. So for example, if I wanted to add, say, a paragraph, so if we remove this, for example, if I wanted to add a paragraph here to add more content, what I'm going to do is, first I'm going to do is widen this section a little bit to make some space. So I'm going to click on this drag drop here, and you want to just click on this section, and then you want to widen this section as well, and you just want to make some space essentially. And now I'm going to drag on an element. So I'm going to add on a paragraph element. So I'm going to go into add elements, and then I'm going to go into paragraph, and I'm going to look for one of the paragraphs that I have, and I'm going to click and just drag that to where I want it. And then just widen the box a little bit so there's space. And then you've got the content here. If you click on edit text, you can then change the alignment if you wanted to. You want to avoid changing the theme so much because as I mentioned before, if you add one of the theme styles, if you add the paragraph 1, if you change it to a paragraph 1 text, it's going to use paragraph 1 theme, so you don't need to change the styling so much. Maybe you might need to change the alignment, but I wouldn't change so much like the fonts or the font size. And then you can also, within that, you can type in the actual text that you want to add as well. So there's no coding required in order to add that paragraph. I just needed to look for the paragraph, make some space for it, and then drag it onto the page as well. As I scroll down, I can do the same for all of these sections. So I can, if I wanted to add, for example, a title here, what I'm going to do is, again, just widen the section that this product row is in, click and drag that down a little bit, and then I'm going to add a title. So I'm going to go back into elements, and I'm going to go into text, and I'm looking for the titles text, theme text here, and I'm going to add one of the headings, and I'm going to click and drag that onto the section. And with the guidelines, I can sort of place it in the middle. You can see as I'm dragging it around, so this is now in the middle of the page. And then I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to click on edit text, and I'm going to type in the title I want for this section. So I'm going to call it bestsellers, and I'm going to make sure that the products here are the best-selling products. And again, I'm just going to make sure that's all centered, and just make sure it's all spaced out nicely. And yeah, so you've got the intro here, then you've got a little bit of the title and some products here. And you just want to keep doing that for every single section. If there's sections here that's missing some content, then you want to add that content. If there's sections that doesn't look great, that you want to change it, you can do that as well. And you just want to go through each of them and just make sure that it looks exactly how you want it to look as well. And as you're adding things, you want to also make sure that when you switch to mobile, it still looks good on mobile. So things like the section here. So obviously this section is, with the paragraph, it's a bit too high. So I'm going to click into that little paragraph, and I'm going to click in and just make sure that it's scrolled down a little bit. And just make sure it's all aligned perfectly. And I want to scroll down and just keep checking it on mobile as you're adding more and more things. Once you're happy with things, what you want to do is click on save to save your progress. Wix does autosave, but you also want to make sure you keep saving yourself so that it's definitely saved. It might not autosave every single point, but it usually does autosave so that after every time you make a change. Other things you can do, for example, I want to increase the width of that so you can see the pages more. And you can also change the styling of these as well. So if you click on the nav bar, click on customize design, and you want to just give it some styling issues as well. When it comes to the nav bar, you don't want anything too busy, and you want to make sure everything is sort of aligned okay, and that people can see like the text, they can see your logo, they can see all the information there as well. So as I mentioned before, if you wanted to switch pages, what you want to do is go into the page here, and you want to just select the page that you want to edit. And you can see now I've switched to the About Us page, and we've got the About Us page content. What you can do if you guys actually want to add more sections to this, you want to click on the add section here, and it's going to show you all of the pre-designed sections that you have, and it's split into categories. So there are sections that help you sort of you as an about section. There's a team section, so then you can just go through and just click in. For example, if you want to add a meet the team section, there's already a design for that. There's 3 designs that you can choose from. You can add like a contact section, and it'll show you the designs for a bunch of different contact sections, and these are all pre-built, they're mobile ready, and it just means then you don't need to spend time creating a new design section. You can just use one that's already built, and then using your branding as well. So for example, if we go with this one for the meet the team section, we can just click into that, and it'll add itself to wherever it is that we want to add it to. And what we're going to do is change and we are going to update this section here as well. Again, it's really important to note that you're when it comes to building your site, you want to make sure it's optimized for SEO as much as possible. That includes making sure that every single page has a heading 1 tag and only one heading 1 tag. You don't want more than one, and you don't want any heading 1 tags as well. You need to make sure that there's only one heading 1 tag. But you can see we've added this section, and all we need to do now is update the images and update the text. So for example, if you want to know how to update any kind of section, what you need to do is click into the section, and you're looking for something like edit section, or in this case it's manage items. So everything in here is like an item, and if you click on that, you can click on each of the items and drag them around if you needed to, and then you need to click on each individual element if you want to edit the text, if you want to edit, for example, this image, and things like that. So for example, if you wanted to edit an image, we just want to click into the image here. You're looking for the image to be selected, and it comes up image here, and then you want to click on change image to actually change the image to the one that you want. Once you click on that, it'll open the Wix media library, and from here you can choose images that you've already uploaded. You can upload your own media if you click on upload media, and it'll open up your file explorer on the computer, and then once you're done, you just select the image that you want. As I mentioned before, Wix does have their own media library of image galleries that you can use, and all of these images are free to use. So you're looking for media from Wix, and these are essentially stock images, placeholder images that you can use to update your website. And these, again, so they're copyright free. You don't need to give any credit. You don't need to buy anything. You just look for the image that you want. You can search for it specifically, or you can use from the homepage here, and you just want to click on choose image, and then that's it. That's an image that you use from media from Wix, and you don't need to tag them or anything like that. You can just use the images as needed, and then you can just click into each element and just change like the content, change the links, things like that. It's all kind of done and dusted for you. And then once you're done, you just want to click on save. Again, if you wanted to switch pages, you just want to click on the page switcher and then just switch the page as you need. And what you can also do is add pages. So for example, you have all these pages that we selected from the ADI builder questions, but if you wanted to add another page, say for like our history page or any other kind of page really, what you want to do is click on manage pages, and you're looking for add page. And what you can do is you can add a completely blank page, or you can go through some of the page templates and you can basically just pick from one of the page templates, so you're not just building a whole new page from scratch. And then all you need to do is just select the page that it is that you want to add and just like the look of the most, and then you can just change the layout of it as well. So for example, if we go with this one, you'll use click add page, and you can see it's added its page here. You want to make sure that you give it a name, and then you can just click here and do name, and then you can see it's being added to the nav bar. You can always change the placement of it by clicking into sites and pages and just changing the order around, but essentially it gets automatically added, and then all you need to do all you need to do in this section now is just change all the content, add images, add videos, things like that. So it's very kind of user-friendly and all of that as well. So site editing is made really easy with Wix. Again, it's back to that drag and drop section and already pre-built designs for you. So there's nothing really that you're designing from scratch, but it's still customizable. You can still use your own fonts, themes, your own pictures, things like that. When it comes to things like editing the products and any blogs, that's usually done on the dashboard. So if you go back to the Wix site dashboard, you'll see some other tabs, for example, for products lined up on the left. So you can see on the left you've got your store products, and the really good thing about Wix is that when it comes to their store products, you only need to set it up in the back end. You don't then need to go in the front end and set it up there. You just need to add all your products, whether they're physical products or digital products, variable products or whatever it is. Add all of the details like the name, description, the price, any images, all of that gets filled in on the back end just over here, and it's all very kind of laid out for you as well, so very kind of laid out with the text, so you know exactly what you're filling in and things like that. And then once you click save and you publish the event, or then you publish the product, it's already added to you on the front end, so you don't need to actually edit the front end of the site as well. You can just have the front end of the site ready to go with all your content and just add all the products, add all your blogs on the back end as well. So as mentioned before, Wix is mostly free. So Wix, the actual builder is free to use, adding in all the platforms, adding in all the apps, they're free to use as well. Payment usually starts to come in when it comes to actually publishing your site and putting it live. So right now the site is just saved, it's not live yet. If we click on this publish button, your site will then go live, and by that it means users can see it with a link and Google can start indexing your site as well. So if we click publish, it'll start saving all your changes and it'll start putting it live, and you'll get this message here that says congratulations, your site is published and live online. As mentioned before, Wix does have a completely free option. With the free option, you can host your site, you can have your site, you can design your site exactly how you want it with all the images, add all the products and things like that. They have paid versions of their plans and they have the free versions of their plans. So with the free version of the plan, just to kind of show you, the two main caveats that you'll find with the free version of the plan is while you'll have your site kind of ready to go with a link and easy for people to kind of access, the first thing that you'll notice is you don't get a custom domain. So the domain is made up with Wix branding, so it'll be the name of your account, .wixsite.com / the name of the store, or / the name of the site that you gave it in the beginning. And the other caveat is that there are ads are placed around your site. So you can see on this website here, obviously we've got the site exactly how we designed it, but then at the top of the site, that's on every single page of the site at every single point, is the Wix ad at the top. And again, so depending on your budget, the free site might be the way to go. However, if possible, you definitely want to think about removing the ads, choosing a plan that has the ads removed and also allows you to have a custom domain. The reason why it's important to have a custom domain is a domain like this is not easy to remember for users, and it doesn't fit well with your branding as well. So you want to make sure that you get your own domain, and you can buy that through Wix, or you can buy that through any other domain provider and connect it to Wix. That's also an option. And then you also want to make sure you get rid of those apps. But again, Wix, up until this point, Wix is fully free. I haven't paid a single thing. Setting up the account was free. Setting up, using the ADI builder was free. Changing the images, adding products, all of that is free. And so far I haven't actually spent anything. The other thing to note is that if you have something, for example, that makes people want to either take payments onto your site, then you want to make sure that you have some payment methods set up. But the only way to really take payments on the site is to use one of their paid Wix plans. So Wix have a few Wix plans, but not all. But if you have the free version, you're not allowed to take payments. So this goes for if you have a shopping facility. So if you have this kind of shop section here, people can view your products. They can click into it and read more about your products. They can add it to the cart if they wanted to. However, they can't go ahead and purchase those products because you don't have any payment methods set up, and the free plan doesn't allow you to take payments just yet. So you need to upgrade to a higher paid plan as well. The good thing about Wix Payments is that they have a range of different plans to kind of suit your business needs and to suit your budget, and they have one of the most affordable hosting plans that there are when it comes to hosting your website. To have a look at their hosting plans, what you want to do is just go into your dashboard again, and you want to click on upgrade. Or if you click on home, you want to go into upgrade, and it'll show you the different plans that they have. So the plan is split into three. You've got basic website plans, business and e-commerce, and you've got enterprise plans. So with the business plans and the website plans, they'll show you some actual plans, and then with the enterprise plans, this is more of a call to action to request a call with Wix if you have a very large scale business and none of the pre-made plans you think will work for you. Then the enterprise plan just gives you the opportunity to actually speak to a Wix representative, tell them about your business needs, and they'll be able to give you a custom plan that suits you a bit more. So that's a really flexible option if you want that. But then the other options then are the basic website plans and the business and e-commerce plans. It's important to note, so if you have any kind of functionality where you want to take payments on your site, whether that's payments for your products, payments for any events that people can book for, then you need to have a business and e-commerce plans. The business and e-commerce plan will let you actually take payments. If you have a standard brochure build website where you just have forms and you just have contact forms and things like that, or a blog, then a simple website plan will be fine. And you can see the different amounts each of these plans go for. So you have the most expensive, which is VIP, and then you've got Connect Domain, which is the most basic, and it's also the cheapest. So when it comes to the most basic, this essentially will allow you to connect a custom domain. So if you have a domain bought or if you want to buy a domain, you can, and then you can connect it using the Wix custom domain plan. The only problem with this one is that you still get the Wix ads. So the ads that I shown you earlier, they still have. So for that reason, I don't really recommend the Connect domain. But you can, if you're really on a budget, it's not the worst thing. The most important thing then is to actually have your custom domain in there. And then you have the next plan up then is the combo. So again, you get the custom domain, but this one will give you the ad-free version of it, so you won't get any ads with this one. So it's slightly less cheaper than the more expensive versions, but you do get the custom domain and you do remove all the Wix branding as well. Next thing you have the Unlimited and the VIP. These are two of the more expensive plans. With all these three, the VIP, Unlimited, and the Combo, you do get the custom domain and you remove the free Wix branding. The main difference between these three plans though is the storage space and the amount of bandwidth that you get. So bandwidth being essentially the performance, like the speed of your website basically. So the more bandwidth that you have, the faster your website would be. So with the VIP and Unlimited, with the VIP and Unlimited you get an unlimited amount of bandwidth, and with the Combo you get the 2 GB, and Connect Domain is the 1 GB. And then you have the storage space as well. So the storage space is the highest in the VIP section, and the Combo has 3 GB. So depending on how big your website is, and this could be, and things like the amount of pages, the amount of products, the amount of imagery, all of that adds to your storage space. So depending on how big that is, you might need to go for the 10 GB, you might need to go to the VIP, or you might need to go for the Combo as well. Everything else is more or less the same. And all of them have the main difference between the VIP as well, as opposed to all of them, is that you get priority customer care. So all of them come with a 24/7 customer care, and Wix's customer service is actually really good. You can phone or email them, or you can phone or create a ticket with them at any time if you're having issues with your account, any billing issues, domain issues, even with issues using the actual editor. And Wix will get back to you via phone or through the support ticket, and anything else that you're having trouble with. So all of them have the 24/7 customer care, but with the VIP you just get seen to a lot quicker. So that's the main difference between all of them. And again, what's important is you might not actually understand, how much storage space that you might need. So with the Wix plan, it's not fixed. So if you, for example, go for the combo and you realize you're running out of storage space, and Wix will tell you when you're close to running out of storage space, they will ask you to upgrade, and at that point you can upgrade to a higher hosting plan. And if you are using, say, the highest one and you realize actually you don't need that much space, you can always downgrade as well. So there's no minimum amount you can have it, or it's not like a you decide now and you decide how many months you need. You can upgrade and downgrade as you need. So again, if you have a simple brochure, build a website, some blogs, portfolio, you're happy enough, you can just use the website plans. If you are taking some form of payment, then you need one of the business and e-commerce plans. And these plans are a little bit more expensive than the website plans. So their cheapest plan is £15, and their most expensive plan goes for £27 a month. And with all of them, you get everything that's included with the basic website plans, with custom domain, no branding, things like that. The main and the other things then that you get is the amount of storage and bandwidth as well. So all of them have unlimited bandwidth, but the storage space, as you can see, is a lot more. And then obviously with the business VIP, you get the priority customer care. And all of these plans will allow you to accept online payments. So again, it goes back to how big your site is going to be, if you need all that storage space or not. But again, you can upgrade and downgrade as you need to as well. If you scroll down, you can sort of see even more kind of features that they have. And if even at any point you're not sure what plan to go for, you can always get in contact with Wix, and they can sort of talk you through what each of their plans would be for, and you can let them know what you need a Wix plan for as well. But essentially, you just want to pick one of these plans. Once you've selected a plan, you just click on select, and you want to go for one of the billing cycles as well. So you can do £18 every month. So you can do pay for monthly. The problem with paying for monthly is that it tends to be a lot cheaper if you were to buy one of the yearly or 2-year ones. And also with every single plan that you have for the business and e-commerce, and also the basic plans, apart from the connect domain, you get a free domain for 1 year. So if you haven't got a domain yet, what you can do is you can purchase a domain while you're purchasing a hosting plan. Pick one of the basic billing plans, and you want to make sure that you either go yearly, 2 years, or 3 years. And then you get a free domain voucher, and then you can use that to have a 1 year of 1 year free of a domain purchase. So once you're done, you just click on you enter your card information, invoice details, and then you just pay for your hosting amount basically. Once you've filled in your details, you just want to submit your purchase, and then that is your site hosted on a Wix platform with the ads removed. And then the only thing you need to do then is connect your domain once you have it. So there you go, a very brief kind of overview on using the Wix ADI builder. Using Wix is a really fast option, and it's great for people who don't have any kind of coding background whatsoever, but they need a website, but maybe it's not in their budget to hire out someone to build a website for them, or to use any kind of custom theme as well. It's a really good kind of option to do that. As your website grows, as your company grows, you might find that Wix might not have enough resources to support your website, in which case that's maybe the time to look elsewhere. That will include more costs, but hopefully your business will also be growing at that point, and your budget for a website and web development will kind of increase with that as well. But in the beginning, in the meantime, it's definitely an option worth considering, especially when you consider how easy the ADI is to use and how it is basically free to start using as well. So some of the advantages of Wix is that it's very easy to use. As we've seen with the ADI builder and the drag and drop functionality, it's a very user-friendly platform with an intuitive interface that allows you to easily build and customize your online store without any technical skills or knowledge. It's also affordable, so with their pricing plans, they have a wide range of pricing plans, including a free plan, making it an affordable option for small businesses and startups that have a limited budget, especially in the beginning. They have a wide range of templates, so their large library of customizable templates are designed specifically for e-commerce, so it allows you to create a really professional looking online store really quickly and easily as well. Overall, Wix is a good choice for small businesses and startups that need an affordable and easy to use custom e-commerce platform with basic features and functionality. It's as well, and has that intuitive interface the customizable templates and mobile optimization make it a really popular choice for businesses and that are just getting started with online selling. And there you have it, folks. Building an online store might seem like a daunting task, but with the right strategies and a dash of creativity, you're well on your way to achieving online business success. As you can see with all of these platforms, they have really good starting off points in terms of different templates that you can use, so you're not always starting off with a blank slate. I hope you find today's videos informative, and feel free to leave a comment down below if you have any questions or you want to share your own experiences using these builders. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more amazing content on entrepreneurship, online marketing, and all things e-commerce. Thanks for watching, and until the next time.